Hi guys, I wanted to thank Paul Moya and the rest of the EdTalk organizers for putting on this event today. I want to thank the other speakers for the insightful comments and ideas, and also the colleagues and friends in the audience today. My name is Barbara Howe, and I want to share with you an idea that I'm really passionate about, and it's an idea that matters to me in our field of education, and that's the idea of educational equity and excellence. The way I came to this idea is because, like many of us, I think I've had a lot of opportunities to go overseas and to meet and travel in many diverse parts of the world. And what I'm continually struck by is the incredible desire, hunger, and need for quality educational opportunities, particularly for women. And so this need has been so dominant for me that it's inspired me to devote myself as an academic and as an activist to an idea that I'm really passionate about and that I want to share with you today. My idea is really simple. I'd like to establish a global women's leadership university for women from Asia and the Middle East. The aim of the university would be to transform lives and to cultivate a cadre of women leaders from the region who would be able to advance political, social, and economic development. The aim of the institution would be to provide access and excellence through a hybridized model of online and campus-based instruction with a focus on liberal learning, entrepreneurship, leadership, and technology. I want to tell you a little bit how I came to this idea. When I was young and idealistic, I really had a desire to make an impact on the world. And so what I did is I thought if I did work in international development, that'd be a way to fulfill that idea. So I did things like I went to South Africa, I worked at the South African Human Rights Commission, I went to Bangladesh and helped a new women's university there. I brought donations and volunteered my time at a local thatched hut school in Burma. And after I'd been to South Africa, I opened up a map and I thought, where else in Africa could I do good? And I picked Uganda, and I went there and worked on a reintegration program for former child soldiers. What I realized from these collective experiences actually led me to 3 epiphanies. The first epiphany is that despite my good intentions, I realized I actually wasn't the best person to do this type of work. I didn't have the local knowledge, networks, or information to be really effective on the ground. But the people who could be really effective were actually the Bangladeshis, the South Africans, the Ugandans, and the Burmese. And I thought if we could equip a cohort, a cadre of change makers from those countries, they could make really powerful contributions to their communities, far more so than I could as an individual. So that was the first important lesson. The second epiphany that I came to was that, well, first of all, I cared about a lot of issues that probably we care about. Things like poverty eradication, public health issues, sanitation, girls' education, women's rights and equality, political stability. And what I realized is that if we could address women's issues, we might actually be able to address many of these other issues. So I think we're familiar with the literature, right? If you educate a woman, she's more likely to delay marriage and childbirth and to have fewer children. The children that she's likely to have are likely to be healthier and to receive an education themselves. And that when you have strong families, you have strong communities and strong countries. And that's largely because you have more people contributing to the work of nation building. So that was an important idea to me, that if you wanted to work on development, you needed to include women as part of that equation. The third epiphany was that one of the most effective mechanisms for change was at the university level. That is, the university was one of the most powerful mechanisms as an institution to affect a lot of these things that we care about. And so why is that? For me, it's because a university, a high-quality institution, can inculcate a lot of important skills, such as critical thinking, communication skills, leadership skills, entrepreneurship skills, as well as give resources to people, such as access to global exposure, global networks, information, and technology. So that's why I thought a high-quality educational institution was really powerful in that regard. The reason I care about educational equity and excellence is because I want women to fulfill their highest potential. I want them to be able to do cool things like come up with this, a solar-powered light. And I want them to be able to do it in a context where they receive a lot of support for that. And it doesn't need to be solar-powered light. It can be the next amazing iPhone app. It can be community activism. It can be advocacy for themselves and for their communities. So thank you for letting me share with you this passion of mine, and thanks.